This is how the Amazing World of Gumball ended 6 years ago. An unceremonious cliffhanger that, on its own, was pretty unsatisfying. The whole thing pretty much banking on some sort of continuation, which we're finally getting this year with the Amazing World of Gumball Season 7. Now that it feels like this season is right around the corner, I thought it'd be nice to unpack everything we know about it. From how many episodes it'll be, and what they'll be about, to how it'll tie up loose ends with the end of Season 6 and The Void. Will this long-awaited return to television live up to the hype? To all of the immense expectations? Let's talk about it. So first things first, this is a continuation of the original show instead of a sequel, like what was originally planned. We had the internet-breaking reveal of the Gumball movie and a new series that was built off of that movie. But long story short, things fell through, and the movie entered in a definite hiatus. It's pretty obvious that since the movie is on hold and thus compromises the original vision for the story, the powers that be decided that it's much easier to just produce another season of the show and go from there, which personally, I think is the right call. Do I want the movie? Of course. Do I think the franchise as a whole should stay frozen in time until they can get the movie rolling? Nope, not at all. Time is precious, and 6 years off the air is already a pretty long gap. That said, we aren't just talking about a handful of episodes to tide fans over. Season 7 of Gumball, like most seasons, is coming out the gate guns blazing with, reportedly, 40 brand new episodes. That's 40 11-minute segments, unless they decide to throw in a half hour somewhere, as those take up 2 episode slots in production. And although they've been working on this season for a while, I wouldn't expect all 40 episodes to drop this year. Part of the course of Cartoon Network, it'd make more sense to get like a quarter or half of the episodes this year, and then the rest next year. They're gonna milk this season for all it's worth, and if they decide to pick it up for more, trickling out the episodes they have ready is a staple move for the network. That way the gap between this season and the next season won't be that big, if it even airs on Cartoon Network proper. We know it'll premiere on cable in Latin America and South Korea, as they're marketing the new season in a promo full of premieres for the year, but it remains to be seen where it'll wind up in the States. Viewership on cable has plummeted to new lows, and streaming is king. But at the same time, Max has pretty much abandoned animation, removing a ton of Cartoon Network shows, including Gumball, which is alarming because they used to have a Next Day on Max rollout for their shows. I'm assuming the new season will still find its way onto TV, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw episodes released in drops on a platform like Hulu first, which has become the new home for Cartoon Network shows, despite already being the home before Max was even in the picture. Time is a flat circle, ain't it? But yeah, just some food for thought. Back to the episodes though, it seems like the show is going to address the ending of Season 6 by doing what they've done in previous seasons, slowly build up to an answer, and frustrating the audience in the process. Because our first episode back won't be some reworked version of the movie that explains all the lore. It'll be about monopolies and the struggle of eating healthy in a fast food dominated world. You see, Gumball had a huge presence last year at Annecy Festival, where attendees received a sneak peek of the season premiere, The Burger. To quote Toon Hive, The Burger follows Gumball and Darwin trying to eat healthier, but every store in town is owned by a character named Mr. Bilderberger. The episode starts as Miss Simeon tries to show the damages of eating Joyful Burger. So yeah, doesn't sound too different from what Gumball evolved to in its later seasons. Lots of social commentary and satire mixed in with character-driven stories. I saw someone call Gumball a kid-friendly Eric Cartman the other day, and yeah, I guess Gumball does have a lot of episodes where it feels like South Park for kids. Judging by the titles for the first 26 episodes, we may be getting stories about addictive brain rot apps, speedrunning, astrology, long-distance relationships, or social distancing, and so much more. A lot of these titles are too vague to pinpoint the exact topic, but I think those are pretty obvious. I'm dying to know which angle Gumball's about to approach astrology from. Is Gumball getting into it because he thinks his relationship is on the rocks? Is Darwin trying to impress a girl with astrology? Or is Penny already going to be into it and Gumball tries to understand it to improve their relationship, only to become obsessed with it in the process? Whatever it may be, you know that episode's going to hit when it's spliced up into 12 different TikTok clips. Still, I expect a lot of the early episodes of the season to beat around the bush and allude to Elmore getting engulfed by the Void at the end of the Inquisition, but we won't get any direct acknowledgement until at least episodes 12 and 13, which are titled The Portrait and The Cancellationgation, both of which should raise an eyebrow. The Portrait calls to mind Banana Barbara's clairvoyant ability, namely how she he's able to paint future events, like Rob falling into the void in the finale, and a yet-to-be-seen incident where the Wattersons are stranded in the void, something that was likely set up for the movie, but will be handled here instead. The Cancellationgation also seems to be very void-esque, as the void is a space where the mistakes of the universe and irrelevant concepts reside. With the finale being centered around Rob trying to prevent Elmore's assimilation to the void, it's easy to view it as an allegory for cancellation. If a show gets cancelled, its world ends up in the void. And I guess Rob thought if he could revamp the Amazing World of Gumball into a live-action series, they could evade such a fate. Also explains why the movie was supposed to be followed up with a new show. It could have been a meta plot point where the citizens of Elmore could only escape if they created a new world, aka a new series to call home. So perhaps these two episodes are directly connected. Maybe the portrait will reveal that Banana Barbara prevented the void's takeover through her paintings, but something goes awry and they end up dealing with the void directly in the Cancellationgation. Or I could be completely off base, and the portrait is about Gumball having a bad photo day, and the Cancellationgation is about cancel culture. With confirmation that season 7 will tackle the void though, I'm gonna choose to remain optimistic about the Gumball team delivering answers we waited far too long for. Do you know how many fans finished high school and college before getting closure of this thing? Too many! Last but not least though, I just wanted to point out how this will probably be our best looking season yet. Because production for Gumball never slowed down in its heyday, artists like the key animators were on a crunch. With season 7, it seems like the crew was given a lot more time, starting production years ago. Key animation began last year and is only now wrapping up. The design phase wrapped in January, and 2D effects is wrapping up in May. Gumball has always had plenty of moments of jaw-dropping animation, but I got a feeling that this season is really going to blow everything before it out of the water, as they were given more time to cook. You thought you looked at Invincible Inside before? If Gumball has Conquest level animation for a gag, Invincible's never being the allegations. Sorry you gotta catch a stray there, Invincible. It's not personal. But there you have it, everything we know about Gumball Season 7. And I want to know what you guys think. Drop your takes and predictions in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please throw it a like and subscribe to the Roundtable with notifications on so you never miss a cartoon video. I'm excited for Season 7 to drop and cover it on this channel, but until then, I hope you guys have an awesome day. Peace.
What we do here is go back.
Need something to throw on while you draw, study, or sleep? Roundtable Rewind's got you covered. So why not take a stroll down memory lane and subscribe?
No one can tell me what to do.
See you there.